Hey, hope that you are doing well today. So today I'm going to do another children's lesson. And we're going to start off with an activity. So with today's activity, I have a ball. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get with your parents and you are going to talk about things that you are thankful for. So, for example, you'll take a ball. If you have a ball at home, it doesn't have to be a ball, there's something, and you can hand it to your parents, and they can hand it to you, or you can even toss it, and make sure you don't, break anything in the house. Now, what you're going to do is, as you toss the ball, whoever has the ball, they're going to say something that they're thankful for. And so one thing could be, is your family. You could say your family. And then once you've said something, or your parents have said something, then you can toss it to the next person. So, I hope you have a great time doing this activity. So, for today's lesson, we are going to be talking about, what we are thankful for. But I want you to think about if there's ever been a time that you've been sick. I'm sure there has been. I remember when I was younger, I was sick a lot. I still get sick today. And you may have got sick and maybe you were supposed to do something with your family or your brother or sister or your grandparents. And because you were sick, you were not able to do that. And you might have felt sad that you couldn't be with them, or you were just disappointed because you couldn't be with your family. Well, today we're going to be reading in the Bible about 10 men who got sick. And so we're going to see what happens. So we're going to be reading from Luke chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. While traveling to Jerusalem, he passed between Samaria and Galilee. That's Jesus. As he entered a village, 10 men with leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and raised their voices, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he told them, "Go and show yourselves to the priest." And while they were going, they were cleansed. But one of them, seeing that he was healed, returned and with a loud voice gave glory to God. He fell face down at his feet, thanking him. And he was a Samaritan. When Jesus said, "Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the 9? Didn't any return to give glory to God except this foreigner?" And he told him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has saved you." So we see that there are 10 men, and they have a disease. And this disease is called leprosy. And you might be thinking, "Justin, what is leprosy?" Well, leprosy is, they'll get, spots that are painful on their skin. And so what they have to do is they can't be with their family. In this case, they would go to the desert. And they would be away from their family for a while. And so we see that Jesus had entered this village, and we see the 10 men. And what does Jesus do? Well, he says, "Hey, go to the priest." Now you might be thinking, well, who are the priests? Well, the priests are like pastors. We think of Pastor David. Okay, so they were going to the priest, like they were going to church, and on their way there, guess what? They were cleansed. They were healed. And they had no more leprosy. So, what do you think they did afterwards? Do you think they went to their family? The Bible doesn't say where they went, but we know that 9 of them just left. But there was the one person, the one man that came back. And what did he do? He fell face down and he thanked Jesus for healing him. Now, sometimes we can be like the other 9 men. We may pray for something. Maybe there's something going on in your family and you pray for that. Maybe your family prays for that. And God answers that prayer. And maybe you don't go back and thank Jesus. You don't pray and thank Him for answering that prayer. I know that I've done that. But see, there was only one that went back. And we see that Jesus said, well, weren't there 10? Weren't there 9? What? And then you just had the one person come back. Well, let's think about this. Let's think next time that you pray and you're asking God to maybe help you or help your family and to answer a prayer. And when He does answer that prayer, remember to go back and thank Him. Give thanks to Him for answering that, because He's done that. So there's so many times that we can pray and just kind of move on. But we need to go back and thank Jesus for answering our prayer. So what you can do, you can get with your family and you can continue to talk about things that you're thankful for, like in the activity. But also, maybe you guys have been praying as a family, been praying for different things, and maybe God has answered that prayer. And so you could, right now, go and thank God for answering that prayer. So just remember that God does answer our prayer, but we need to go and thank Him. We don't need to be like the 9 men who just left. We need to be like the one who came back and thanked Jesus for healing him. So just want to say that I hope you guys have a wonderful day. So for today's lesson, we talked about the 10 lepers and how Jesus healed all of them. But, there was only one that came back and thanked Jesus for what He had done. And so for the lesson, I have these 2 hands here. And you can see that they're got their eyes and their mouth there. So that represents the 10 lepers. But on this finger right here, that's supposed to be a heart. Now, I'm sure you all can draw a better heart than I did. But that shows how there was only one leper that came back and was thankful to Jesus for what He had done. And so you can print this off of TusculumBaptist.org. And so I hope you have a great time doing this craft.